Got a zinger. What do we got? I'm ready to go. I'm excited about my team.
What about
Good
BYU?
mood.
Talk about what you've seen on BYU. What impresses you most about their offense?
Well, good receivers, big receivers. They good quarterback. Big physical team. Both sides of the ball. Very athletic. They play extremely hard. This will be a great test for our team. Very excited about the competition this week and you know what's in store. Be a great gauge for where our team is at right now.
Jim, you now had a chance to look at the film. What did Ty Isaac do that got the running game going versus maybe somebody else? And how I kind of asked you a little bit of this Saturday, but how big is it that you can have different guys that you can throw in there if one guy is not playing well and one guy is playing well?
Well, I wouldn't look at it as throwing guys in there. I mean, there's we've got football players that are hungry, that are that want to be in there, that are improving and making contribution to the team. And you know, there's something about not just throwing a guy in, but strategically, putting a player in to be successful. That's the way I would phrase it. Ty did a nice job. We talked about it. I think he's an improving player and still has work to do. You know, he's going to miss one, but made the big one, and that was great to see. The offensive line is improving. The offensive line is getting better. Probably the guy who made the biggest jump was Kyle Kalis. Graded out for the ball game, 90%, a little above 90%, along with Graham Glasgow, who's been consistently very good and have been our best offensive lineman. Kalis is ascending fast, so it's great to see that. The other one is Ben Braden is also playing better. Still has work to do, but he's improving as well. I thought Mason Cole and Magnuson both improved. They're playing more physical and they're finishing. They're really making an effort to finish right now, and so all five of those guys. You know, what's helping our running game right now is them, and the contribution by the backs, but also the receivers. Our receivers are making a real effort right now to block downfield. They're blocking in the box. They are coming to get safeties, and they're blocking sometimes 30, 40 yards downfield. J.U. Chesson was our player of the game offensively and on special teams, and a big reason, he contributed both in the passing game, contributed to the running game, contributed to putting points on the board, and his blocking was he's making a real effort at it, along with all our receivers and Amara. So I think there's a lot of things contributing to us improving in the running game.
Stay down front here on your left with John.
Coach, you've had Jabril Peppers move around a little bit in that secondary. What in the first three games have you learned about him, and how has he grown over those first three?
Well, it's time on task for Jabril. He's a very explosive football player, talented football player, and learning the game, learning the angles, the pursuit angles, understanding spatial relationships, and then letting his talent show even more, because he knows. I think he's got good instincts, but just there's time on task, especially for a safety. That's very important, and he's gotten work at corner and nickel as well. So, I mean, he's playing a lot of football. He had the most snaps of any player on our team again this week, both the Utah game and the Las Vegas game. He was first in amount of football that he's playing. It's really good for him. It's good for his. You get better at football by playing football. I've always thought that.
In the middle, Steve.
Jim, you mentioned Ben Braden.
Yeah.
where does he need to pick up things? Where does he need to improve? And where has he improved? And I noticed he was listed at 331 last year. He's at 322 now. I don't know if you've seen him make some conditioning leaps and bounds since you've been here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, better and better. I wouldn't call it leaps and bounds. I mean, he is progressing though, and playing more physical, and has room to get better. But you know, of the 5 linemen, you know, I think he was the 5th, you know, and now he's striving to be, you know, the 4th or the 3rd, and he's narrowing the gap on that. You know, because he is playing with better pad level, he's playing more physical. He's trying to finish blocks. You know, he is a real try-hard guy. Don't question that. Don't question his toughness at all. I mean, he practices. You know, I mean, there's a difference between. I mean, he's not always, you know, 100% healthy, but you got to take him out, you know, and we've had to do it a few times. But he's coming. He's coming. He's improving, and so that's what he's doing. He's sustaining. He's playing with better pad level. He's working to get more athletic in space on his pulls and blocking guys in space. But yeah, it's getting better. I mean, he's closing the gap.
To your right, Nick.
Jim, when you watch the tape and you look at Jake Rudock's play, where are the areas he can improve from last game?
Yeah, there's areas, you know.
What are they?
I don't know. I mean, just the question to me is, I mean, just the way you started the question after the game. It's like questions to divide and compare, and we're all working to get better. So.
To the front left here, Angelique.
Jim,
I sense sometimes the questions to compare and be divisive. So I'm quick to turn those off.
Maybe you'll turn this one off too. I was
Okay.
going to ask about Jake, but there is a perception, won't name names, around here that he's struggling a little bit in the offense. Why is it the wrong perception? I know it's only 3 games in. Why is it? To you, he doesn't look like he's struggling. Is that fair? Or?
We're all working at it together. I mean, he's thrown to 13 different receivers. That's good that we've spread the ball out, but yeah, we're all. It's the timing in the passing game, the detail, the precisions that's required. It takes time on task, and you know, to be clear, Jake Rudock's the best quarterback, not by a small margin. He's our best quarterback, and when it comes to the precision of the passing game and the timing, that's something that we're all working together at, and it's a responsibility to everybody. So I feel it's divisive when you just pull out one name to just keep hammering there. So hope that's clear. He's our best quarterback.
In the middle here, Adam.
Jim, going to the defensive side of the ball, James Ross, I think, had 4 or 5 of his 9 tackles on the year on Saturday.
Yeah.
What have you seen out of him?
You know, he hit a couple flatback hits in this game. He played very physically. 2 in particular were big hits. And, you know, if you looked at our defense, the areas that they're improving, you know, more physical, bigger hits, bigger presence on the defensive side when they arrive at the ball and make contact. We're better in the secondary getting our hands on the ball. We had Jordan Lewis was a player of the game defensively, had 4 pass breakups, defended the deep ball well. Clark got an interception, Stribling got an interception, and we talked about that was a area and point of emphasis that we wanted to get better at. We're improving there. We're going to have to be good this week. BYU is really good throwing the football, big receivers that will challenge you downfield, and we're being more physical. James Ross is one of those guys contributing to big hits. We got to tackle better. We're playing with more physicality, but we got to make sure that we're tackling seeing what we hit, wrapping up, and not allowing yards after contact. Sure.
Stat-wise, you guys last year 27 pass deflections. This year there's 10. Last year 2 interceptions. This year there's 3. I mean, you mentioned the secondary and kind of the improvements, maybe tackling, but I mean, what else from the secondary have you seen improvement that's contributing to that rise in stats?
What I just mentioned, getting our hands on the ball, breaking up passes, intercepting balls, and defending the deep ball. I think we're doing a better job at that.
Coach, all the way to the right there, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned BYU's quarterback at the start there. He's had a pretty eventful start to his career. What have you noticed from him, watching him, what are his strengths?
He's a playmaker. Went in there with no shyness whatsoever. Already been in big situations and prevailed. I mean, sometimes it takes years before something like that happens. What he's already been through. So he's already been battle tested in one of those situations. Impressive. And a great group of receivers to throw to. Really big guys, They go up and get the ball, and that'll be an area of emphasis for us this week, defending the ball downfield.
The other time that Michigan has played BYU, I think it was your first year as a starter in an interesting situation in bowl game. Do you have memories of that game? Atmosphere was like that?
What's that?
Memories that I think the only other time BYU and Michigan have played was your first year as a starter in '84 when they won a national championship. You have particular memories of that game or thoughts of it?
Yeah, I remember it. It was the Holiday Bowl. Broke my arm about the 5th game, I think, and wasn't playing. So remember it. We lost. Remember that.
Go over to your left here, Coach. Adam.
What's the biggest key to successfully running power, and what do you teach the pulling guard and the running back to look for?
The biggest key is to stop penetration by the defense. And what you teach the running back to look for is to make the puller invisible and not follow the puller, not look at the puller. I mean, sometimes it's wherever the hole is. So if you can make the puller invisible and see the hole wherever it is, A gap to backside, A gap to B gap, or even bounce to the C gap. His eyes and the timing, and to allow no penetration is the key, or some keys. There's others.
Over to your right, Nick.
Jim, you mentioned Jordan Lewis earlier. What's it about him that's sort of separating him there and making he's making plays? What's his greatest strength, I suppose, at this point?
I think he's got really good instincts. He's got initial quickness. He's got long speed. He's got ability to play the ball, and got a dart. Things you look for in a corner. And he's he's willing. He's a willing tackler, and he can improve in that area and in terms of technique, etc. But he's coming and improving, and excited about him.
Back over to your left, Mike.
Opposite him, what have you liked out of Channing Stribling so far this year? In a game like Saturday, a big interception, pass breakup, how much can that do for his confidence?
Well, I hope it does a lot. I really do. It's you don't know until you do something, right? I mean, I think we went 2 ball games where he was practically tentative, when the ball was in the air, and very late to break on balls, and not confident to go after a ball in the air. And he is proved, I don't know how many percent, but a lot. And in just 3 games, I think Michael Zordich and Greg Jackson have done a really good job coaching all our players in the secondary, and none have shown more improvement than Channing Stribling. And tall, rangy, long arm corner that could be could be great. Could be really good. And you hope now that somebody, once they've done it, then they can expect themselves to do it, and that should help his confidence. So excited about big things from him and Jeremy Clark as well. Continue, Jabril in his improvement, and who else? There's others. Secondary's coming together.
Front row, Mark.
First, do you have an update on Joe Carriage for us?
He's gonna be working through.
You think he's going to play this week, or is it hard to tell?
I don't know yet.
Okay. Possibility, though.
Possible.
Okay. The other thing is, you mentioned Jake with the 13 receivers. Is that something that you guys have encouraged him to spread the ball to that many guys, or is it something that he does kind of, it's his way of operating?
No, that's not something we've encouraged. We're playing multiple players right now, and in an attempt to find out who our best players are. 3 tight ends have caught balls and been thrown to two or three fullbacks, 7 receivers. That's how it adds up to that number. But yeah, that's been the design of the offense. Has been to have balance between the running game and the passing game, to spread the football, to have a good pass-run ratio, and then get players involved and see what they can do and see how they can contribute.
In the back middle, Isaiah.
Hi, Coach. You've had a lot of success early on with bubble screens in the offense. How has that aided your running game, and how much has it been able to stretch defenses horizontally?
Yeah, it's been effective, and yeah, it's been good.
Got time for a couple more.
How has it? I mean, we've completed them. We've completed them. We've gotten yards. We've moved the chains, picked up chunks of yardage, and that's how. It's been obviously good. Be the master of the obvious. It's been a good part. I don't know what else to say about it. What do you want me to say about it? It's helping. Yeah, it's definitely helping.
In the middle, Max.
Hey, Coach. You mentioned BYU's big receivers. What's the most important thing a guy like Jordan, who's 5'10", can do to sort of negate the height difference there in coverage?
It's technique. It's position. It's fundamentals. It's leverage. It's eyes. It's
I have 2 real quick. So I just want to be, you're saying the offense doesn't, I know it's sort of a cliche, the offensive identity thing, but too soon to say because you're trying so many pieces of the puzzle?
Yeah, I don't have a word for the identity of the offense yet.
And is that how you you went into the season thinking it would be until you can figure out who you've got and where they fit?
Yeah.
Okay. And my second question is sort of off topic, but Rob Lytle's going to be honored Saturday, and I would imagine you saw him growing up quite a bit. What were your impressions of him as a player, and if you got to know him later, those impressions also?
Just always a great guy. I mean, everybody liked him. He was always nice to us kids that were coaches' kids that were around the building. Somebody that nobody ever has a bad word to say about, at least that I've ever heard. It was also fun to watch him play with the Broncos. Because we knew him and he played at Michigan. That was always my impression. Just a hard runner. I mean, I think about backs going through the line of scrimmage and lowering their pads, and the way he would run, and low off the ground, helmet, like an arrow going through snow. That's what I visualize a running back looking like, with that number and those elbow pads he used to wear, and yeah, he was a real running back. Huh? Yeah, he was great. Today I love that movie, Everybody's All-American. He was, I can't remember who played it. Who played that? The great actor. Yeah, he was married to Meg Ryan. Dennis Quaid, yeah, Dennis Quaid. And then when he was playing pro ball, Rob Lytle was the back that they used footage of Dennis Quaid being. I always thought that was really neat. So.
Last question, John.
Coach, a lot of coaches discount polls, and especially early polls.
Uh-huh.
But with Ohio State and Michigan State 1-2 in the AP, maybe your thoughts, early thoughts on the strength of the Big Ten.
Well, it's well documented right there. It's a strong conference. Yeah, deservedly so. Both those teams have played well and won big games. 3 weeks in, 1 and 2. I think they're right where they should be.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.